Humanoids, welcome to the very first episode of ReggieDigital on Podbean. Humanoids, let me ask you a question. Are you staying human? Do you have blood pumping through your veins, or is it digital code? Humanoids, that is the question for you. Well, humanoids, how's everybody doing? Like I said, this is the very first episode of the Reggie Digital show on Podbean. Um, I think it's kind of it's kind of funny. On a podcasting app talking about another podcasting app. Now, this app that I'm talking about is Anchor.fm, one of my favorite apps to use because it was the first app that I used to start my podcast, and I just enjoy it so much. Let me give you some of the details about it. It is free. It has some wonderful tools and distribution. I didn't have to lift a finger to get my podcast distributed to places like Spotify, Apple, Google, Pocket Cast, and a lot of the other podcasting apps out there. Now, here's the funny thing. They they have just started distributing to Podbean. That's funny. That is funny. Humanoids, I'm a little saddened today because I just got some news that Anchor has been acquired by Spotify. And my question is, if it has been acquired by Spotify, will they continue to distribute to all the other platforms? I'm trying to figure out how that works. How is it going to work? You know, and something is telling me, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But I'm human. I got to worry about it. That's my podcast. Is it going to continue to be distributed to other platforms? The second question is it going to remain free now that it has been acquired by Spotify? Will Anchor remain free? And the third question I need answered is, will it remain, or will Spotify integrate the technology from Anchor and then kill Anchor? The reason why I'm asking that question is because I saw what the Pebble Watch Company, well, the Fitbit did to the Pebble Watch Company. I I was a big fan. I'm still a big fan of Pebble, but since they have been acquired by Fitbit, uh, and see, here's the thing: I didn't like Fitbit from the beginning. Never liked Fitbit. Didn't want a Fitbit. Everybody around me was getting Fitbits. I didn't want one. When Pebble came along, and and I was like, "Hey, I'll get this Pebble. I like this Pebble." And I'm talking about Pebble first generation people. I'm not talking about the second one. The second one is cool. The second one is cool. I like the second one. I have the second one, but Pebble OG is the one for me. So yeah, and here's the funny thing. Just this past weekend, I saw a video of another YouTuber slash blogger slash podcaster, Miss Eileen, and she was talking about Podbean. Now, I downloaded Podbean um, about a year ago, over a year ago, just a little over a year ago, and but I downloaded it on an old Android phone, and the phone kept crashing and it kept acting really erratic. So I said, forget it. And after watching Miss Eileen give a demonstration and talk about Podbean, I said, hey, let me give it another try. And I played around with Podbean for a while and I liked it. And I'm like, Podbean could be my next podcasting app. But here's the thing. Distribution. Podbean does not distribute like Anchor. See, let me tell you, creating a podcast with apps such as Boss Jock Jr., Backpack Studio, and Podbean and Anchor. All of them does basically the same thing as far as creating a podcast. All of them does basically the same thing. Well, put it like this: they fit my needs. But what sets Anchor apart from Podbean is that Anchor distributes to all these other platforms. One of my other podcast stations, the Coffee Black Show, I have 11 um, places that my podcast is distributed to. 11. I have 10 on the ReggieDigital. Wow. 10 places I did not have to lift a finger and request or sign up for or any of that. They automatically did it for me. And for that, Anchor, I am truly grateful. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you. That in itself sets Anchor apart from Podbean and many of the other um, podcast creating apps. Now I also use Spreaker. I love Spreaker, but Spreaker, my podcast is only distributed to two places. Well, three if you count Twitter. But you click on the link in Twitter, it'll take you to, you know, it'll take you to Spreaker. So basically, there's only two places, which I am grateful for that. That is Spreaker and YouTube. Now, hold up, it may distribute to also to Facebook, but I don't use Facebook. But yeah, I think it does. But I am grateful for that. But see, Podbean, the podcast is only heard here on Podbean, no distribution. And then also Podbean is what, $10 a year, which isn't bad. It's not bad, but here's the thing. Um, if I bought Backpack Studio, which does basically the same thing as Podbean, except for being able to listen to the podcast. It does, as far as creating, it does exactly the same thing and maybe a little more. I pay $10 just once and I own it. It is mine. I own it. But I have to pay $10 a year at Podbean. Now, if Anchor came out with prices where I had to pay $10 a year, I probably would. I probably would for the tools that they have and for the distribution. See, if that's another thing. If humanoids, if they were going to distribute, and I paid $10 a year, and they still distributed to all those places, yeah, without a doubt. Why? Because distribution, Distri- distribution. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, if you had your own website, you could. I understand that because Anchor can shut down at any moment. I understand that, and yeah, but distribution, man, distribution is to me is really really important, and I'm pretty sure it's important to a lot of other podcasters that use the Anchor app. Now, and here's the thing. I was sitting back. Now I got this information maybe about an hour and a half ago. It is what 9:39 now. So about 7 o'clock this morning, I got that information. About between 7 and 7:30, I got that information that Anchor was had been acquired by Spotify. Um, I was looking to see if other Anchor users, has have gotten that information, and I wanted to hear their thoughts on it. And it seems like it's going under the radar. I mean, nothing other than that tweet. There's no other news out there. Did I just get duped? I wonder. Did I just get duped? Re- I don't think so. I mean, it was Anchor. It was Anchor official app and Anchor official tweet and everything. So yeah, I'm just curious. Is it going under the radar? Is anybody, you know, up in arms? Because I know when Fitbit bought out Pebble, oh yeah, the community was up in arms, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. That to me, that's always going to be that big tragic moment because Pebble, you guys may have been suffering financially and this other stuff, but y'all just don't know. Y'all had a fan base. Y'all had a really good fan base, and I was one of them. I was one of them. Still am. But yeah. Anyway, humanoids, man. Thank you for stopping by and listening, and thank you for checking me out. This is Reggie Digital Podcast. Humanoids, remember, stay human. Until next time, humanoids, I am out of here. Peace and love.